And I get to meet a lot of interesting people and fun people.
You need some help?
No. Somebody buried a drive shaft in here.
Oh, what?
Yeah. They stole my friend's truck, and I work for the police department. You cannot go and get a truck out of tow unless you have the title, a license, a proof of ownership.
Right.
And supposedly her sister-in-law went and picked it up today. And they took the drive shaft out of it, and it was found broken down on the East Texas Freeway. So I found all the components, you know, where they took the switches out and they took the steering column off. It was going to be a screwdriver type thing. And she said, I'm missing the drive shaft. So I'm like, I looked through that ditch, you know, like a crazy person. So here I am.
Okay, just checking on you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see.
Your name wouldn't happen to be Brenda.
I don't know what a drive shaft looks like.
Is your name Brenda Greer?
No, it's Donna.
From
Montgomery County.
Oh, okay.
Right, Haiti.
Yeah?
What is it? Do you know what a drive shaft looks like?
No.
I mean, for all I know, that could be a drive shaft. So I started looking to see if these were little wires in there, little plants.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what I'm looking for.
All right, I was just checking on you.
Tell me where the freak's at. Hold up. Hey, well, my niggas who be thinking we saw.
Two women move in together, but it's not exactly home sweet home. Hairstylist Kristen Miller is suing her former roommate for 2 months' rent. Defendant Miranda Banks says the plaintiff's pot smoking forced her to move. Now, here's Judge Joe Brown.
The defendant is being sued by the plaintiff for non-payment of rentals, and there was a move out without notice, you say.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you never signed any lease or had any agreement.
We did have a verbal
And you
agreement.
say there was a problem with the plaintiff's girlfriend staying in the house, her house. It was a house, not an apartment. And she would smoke a little too much of that ganja, and you didn't want it getting in your clothes because you were desirous of becoming a correctional officer.
I actually, at that point, was a corrections officer.
You were on your probationary period.
That's right, sir.
Okay. How did this all occur?
I met Miranda in October through a friend, and I went on a cruise in the end of October, beginning of November. Came back in November.
And your roommate was gone?
He gave me 2 days' notice, yes.
You were buying this home, is that right?
Yes.
You had a mortgage?
Yes.
How many roommates did you have total, including the defendant, when she was there?
My son and I lived upstairs, and my girlfriend moved in towards the end of her being there.
Her?
Her.
One girlfriend?
No, she was not paying rent there. She just moved in.
Oh, her girlfriend moved in.
Well, her girlfriend moved in right after she did.
So that's her girlfriend and her. I thought her girlfriend was actually paying the rent for her.
Her girlfriend paid the rent for her in the month of June.
It seems fair to split
Was
the
there
rent.
any other person paying rent?
No.
Now, did both of them move out at the same time?
No.
The girlfriend stayed there?
No, her girlfriend moved out before she did.
Okay. When did she move in?
She moved in the end of November.
What date?
She didn't have...
What date?
November 30th.
So the rental period would be from December 1st. She tendered you what? First rental?
She didn't have it right away.
Didn't have it. It was $650 per month.
At the time...
When did she pay it?
No, it started out as $600.
$625.
Well, when did she give you the first $600?
It wasn't until the end of December, beginning
So
of January.
sometime at the end of December, she gave you $600.
$625.
Okay, you forgave her for the lateness, so that became the payment for December. All right, what'd she give you for January?
January,
$600?
no, January, it was never 600. January, she moved in a hound dog, and I had told her that I didn't want a dog, and so I asked her if she would please pay.
Well, she's going to be a correctional official. You know, they have hounds after the escapee.
Evidently, but it barked
Not
all night and
bloodhounds,
kept
though,
me
but
up until
anyway.
5
All right.
o'clock in the morning.
She moved in the dog.
So
I guess the dog was getting a contact going on, you know, hey.
there's never been anything smoked in my home, ever.
Now, she's complaining about your girlfriend. So that's why I was asking how many people. But anyway, she's complaining about her dog was getting the contact high and couldn't pass the pee test.
My son has reactive airways disease, and there is no smoking at all
Okay,
whatsoever
I
in
understand,
my
I
house.
understand.
There was never smoking
Stop.
in the house.
Now, when
It
did
was
she
outside
tell
the
you
house.
she was going to move out of here?
She never did. She just moved out.
When did she move
when
out?
When she showed up with the U-Haul, she told me that she'd hit a deer with her car.
When did she show
August
up?
4th.
What?
August 4th.
August 4th.
She showed up with the U-Haul.
So she never told you she was moving
never
out?
said she was moving out.
So you got a tale from her that she was not moving out. She'd got something wrong with the
She never
vehicle.
said anything about moving out.
Okay, now, you noticed eventually that her stuff was gone.
Right. When I went downstairs and saw that her stuff was gone, I sent her a text message.
That was the evening of August 4th.
Right. I sent her a text message.
And when
there
you
was no
wound up
response.
inquiring, she told you life happens, quote unquote.
That's what she said,
So
Your
you
Honor.
say she had not paid the July rent
Yes, I did pay July
No,
rent.
in
you never
full.
paid July. Yes, I
and
paid
stop,
June. I paid
ladies,
June.
stop it.
I paid July
Stop
rent.
it.
I was not living there, but
Wait your turn.
She had not paid you the July rent.
Right.
August 4th, you see her show up with a U-Haul, and by that evening, you noted all of her stuff was gone.
Correct.
So you claim you're owed for July and August rent, and the money spent changing the locks, and
Yes,
she
Your Honor.
didn't return the key.
I lost the key. How can you return a key you don't have?
Stop interjecting. Okay?
I'm just telling the truth.
Don't interject.
It's the truth.
Wherever did you get the idea that you can engage in this kind of crosstalk like you're going after the person that's conducting the hearing tells you to stop? Now, you've established your prima facie case. Now, we'll go to you. You have the floor. There was no written lease, right?
There's no written lease. No, Your
What
Honor.
difference does that make?
Because there's no written contract.
So, do you think they had a written lease in Robin Hood's time?
No, Your Honor.
I say, Little John, would you make your mark right here? Most people couldn't read or write.
Well, maybe that's why they didn't have contracts, Your Honor.
Well, what do you mean they didn't have contracts?
Well, if they couldn't
Said
read or write.
common
We're watching
law.
court in session, and
You
we want to find
had
out what the
once you
people are
moved
thinking. So
in, and
we
once
asked
she
the gallery
allowed
to
you
vote
pay
to
the
tell us
rent
if they
late,
think the plaintiff is
what is
making her
known as a
case. We'll be
periodic
back with those results a
tenancy
little bit
on
later.
month-to-month basis. Now, when did you move out?
August 4th.
Did you give her a notice?
Nope.
You did not. Why did you move out?
Because I was worried about getting a...
Well, what about
Contact.
the dog?
Well, I tried to contact her a few days in a row. She didn't respond to me, so I got my dog.
And you're not with the Department of Corrections because you were dating an inmate at one of the other Department of Corrections facilities.
no, that
You
is-
didn't
no,
know
no,
that
she was-
either. That's from you.
We'll be right back with Judge Joe Brown.
You were associating
With a coworker from
with
a
a
restaurant.
person who was incarcerated at another facility.
She was not from my facility.
The defendant in this case contends that she was free to leave at any time since there was no written contract. She blames the plaintiff's pot smoking for her sudden departure. Earlier, we asked the gallery if they thought the plaintiff was making her case. 80% thought that she was, while 20% did not. Now, let's see what the judge says.
You were associating
With a coworker from a
with a
restaurant.
person who was incarcerated at another facility, just like you didn't understand my admonition to be quiet and apparently couldn't understand procedure. You couldn't understand that either.
I read the written policy of my department, and that was not in the policy.
You're stupid enough to be associating with an inmate who might be transferred through the aegis of the Department of Corrections to your facility.
And she was not from my facility. She was from another facility.
Well, she could have been transferred at the behest or requirements or discretion of the Department of
At which
Corrections.
case I would have gone to my captain.
And you have an answer for everything, which is why they fired you, because it's not just the letter of the law, it's the spirit of the law. We have a periodic, a month-to-month tenancy. It doesn't have to be in writing. That means the period of the rental is 30 days from December 1st to the end of the month, 31st, and then from January 1st, etc., to the end of the month, which means you have to give a full 30-day notice. Therefore, you owe her for the entirety of August. Also, since there must be at least a full 30-day notice, that means you are also liable for the month of September. So you only ask for 2 months. She actually owes you 3 because her sworn statement of account shows that you were delinquent for July, and when you paid the rent in July, that was for June. Excuse me, you also seem to have been relying upon your lover, your girlfriend, to pay it for you, and she didn't.
Was able to pay
End of discussion.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh, yes, it is.
No.
Open your mouth one more time.
Your Honor, she was living
$100
there.
assessment under the authority I have for that administrative assessment.
Your Honor, she was living there.
$200.
Your Honor, if she lived there,
$300.
why couldn't she pay some of it if she lived there?
$400.
That's
$500. It's another 100 on that. You get your award. It's $19.49, and I'll give you half of the administrative assessment. That'll be $22.49.
This courtroom is now in recess.
The defendant didn't hesitate to tell the judge she left without notice. That's really what matters. She did not provide an excuse that would get her out of that.
Miss Martindale, you're suing Mr. Dalmas for $700, representing his share of a canceled trip and some other out-of-pocket expenses. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
So what's your relationship to this man?
This is my ex-boyfriend.
Okay, so how long were we boyfriend and girlfriend?
About 3 years, Your Honor.
Okay, so what happened?
I was studying abroad in London, and I was telling him many times that I wanted to travel the world, and he was less than pleased when I told him that I got the study abroad program.
Where were you when she went to London?
I was studying in UCLA to become an engineer, Your Honor.
Okay, are you still at UCLA?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so when you got back, what, you tried to mend things?
We decided to go to Death Valley, because neither of us had ever been, and we told another couple friends
Is
of
that
ours.
in the desert?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
We went with another couple as well, you know.
Okay, so yeah. So what you were supposed to do for fun?
We were just trying to get together, you know,
I
trying
brought
to
some
solve things.
peyote, you know, we got some alcohol, you know.
So y'all brought along drugs and alcohol?
Yeah.
To reconnect?
Yep.
Are you suing for the drug money back?
No, absolutely. I purchased all the camping equipment. I purchased all the tents and the sleeping bags, all the pillows, all the food.
Well, whose idea was it to go camping?
Ours.
But why did you pay for all the camping gear?
Well, I have really great credit, and I just thought I'd put it on my credit card, and then.
So y'all must never have gone camping before.
No.
Because you didn't have the gear. So
No.
this was a first-time camping trip.
Right. And we were planning on maybe having future camping if you know, this rekindled the relationship or whatnot, but.
So was there an agreement if she was buying all this stuff, were you going to pay for part of it?
We had an agreement that we were going to split it 4 ways between all 4 of us.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so what did the total come to?
The total came up to $1,200 for all of us.
Okay.
And so we're going to split it 4 ways, which
So-
would have been $300 each.
Okay, so but you're suing him for $700.
Yes, because the $300 that he owes me, and then another $400 because he took a bike, a mountain bike that he just took from us, and he just lost it. He just took it and lost it.
Coming up.
Whose bike was it?
It was a rental.
Okay, so y'all rented a bike
Yeah, 2 bikes.
in your name?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened with the bike?
That was after the fact that, you know, when we're out drinking and, you know, taking drugs, tripping, and after we already went hiking and stuff.
Right, but this is at the campsite.
Right, and we're enjoying our you know.
Well, did you have a campfire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all knew how to make that?
Yeah.
You rub some sticks together, you just lit up.
I don't know about all that. We had the matches and the lighter fluid, but.
Okay. So you were out, you were tripping on this peyote.
Right, we were having I was having a good time, you know, enjoying myself.
Were
Everything
you
was
enjoying
beautiful.
it too?
I wasn't. I am 1/16th Cherokee, and I started seeing shadow walkers, and they started freaking me out, and I was tripping out a little bit.
Okay, so you didn't like it. Okay. How many days are we into this trip now?
This is just the first day.
The first day?
Yeah.
Okay, so first day was okay, nothing happened.
Well, that's until she, you know, we were laying down looking at the stars, everything was fine, you know, we're having a good time vibing out. And then she, you know, just starts to freaking out, and she's like, oh, like, you know, when I was in London, like, the beer was really strong, and like, just hinting at these things. And then she like said she like slept with another dude.
Oh, she started confessing.
Yeah, like some truth serum, like, and
so you started telling it all, huh?
I felt really bad about it. I didn't want to tell him over the phone or over Skype, because that's just
right.
awful.
Well, why didn't you wait till you get out there in the desert with these other people and you're doing drugs?
Well, the other two left.
And tell him this kind of stuff.
The
Why did
other
you tell
two
him
left. The other two left.
You got upset.
Yeah, I got upset. I got sick, man. I couldn't even look at her. I didn't want to be around her, her presence. Like, we went to sleep that night. I took my sleeping bag out of the tent, slept in the desert on drugs by myself 100 feet away in the cold.
Wow.
Like, I don't want to be around her.
You didn't have a fire? You weren't around a fire?
No.
You could have had a coyote or something out there.
I tried to get him back in the tent. I went out there. I was like, please come back. And he just kept pushing his tent farther and farther away.
Do they have bears out there, too?
I didn't see any.
Snakes. They got snakes. Scorpions. Girl, you should not have told him that out in the desert. You know? You wait till you get back to civilization and start bearing all and telling all. So, what happened? You got so mad that you went off on the bike and lost the bike?
Well, I did not lose the bike. I got on the bike and I left. I wanted to, you know, go back to UCLA. I wanted to get out of there.
Were you going to ride the bike all the way back to UCLA?
Judge Karen.
Far away, but you know, there's a gas station about, you know, I didn't know where it was. You know, I was tripping at the time, and you know, I was tripping so hard. My spirit animal, you know, this wolf led me to this gas station. And
a wolf
you know,
led you to a gas station?
Yeah, you know, I was on drugs, you know, heavily sedated.
Right.
And, you know.
So what happened to the bicycle?
I left it at the gas station. I told the owner, I was like, look, you know, I'm with these people, and, you know, could you just keep this bike here? I'm not trying to lose it or anything.
Did you ever go back for the bike?
No, I haven't yet currently, Your Honor.
Well, you knew she was suing you about the bike.
Since I came back, Your Honor, I had a lot of finals and exams to worry about.
But you knew you had to come to court.
I mean, I feel like I shouldn't have to pay due to emotional distress, and I put in for the peyote.
I hear excuses, excuses, excuses. Okay? So I'm ready to rule. Is the relationship over?
Yes.
Yes.
Over? No turning back now?
Never.
Well, you're young anyway. You're young. You'll see a lot of people between now and old age. Yeah. And hopefully the next time it'll work out for you.
Appreciate it.
All right, good luck to you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. Good luck to you.
All rise.